Alright guys, welcome back to this learning module. In the previous tutorial, we have talked about how do we use the ApplyMap function to map our year back into our fact table. Today we're going to talk about what are the main differences between the ApplyMap function versus the join syntax. Alright, so today we're going to investigate if we use the join syntax to join our year using the date as the key. Do we get the exact same result as we have did using the ApplyMap function? Alright, so let's go back to our load editor and let's create a new section, and I call this the join section. Alright, now let's go back to the ApplyMap section. I'm gonna copy this chunk of script here, and let's go back to the join section, paste it over. Now instead of using mapping load, we are just going to load it using the ordinary load syntax. Alright, now we are not going to do ApplyMap here. Let's remove this script here and let's remove the comma. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are just going to use the join syntax to join our mapping table back into our fact table. Alright, so the key to join between these two tables is the date column. Alright, now let's load our data, and we will be having a syntactic key here, and we have created another fact table here because we need to remove the ApplyMap section from our load script. Alright, now let's close this window. Let's go back to the ApplyMap function, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna comment all of the script here, and now let's try to reload our data again. And here we won't be seeing any more syntactic tables created because we have removed the ApplyMap script right here. Okay, now let's close this window and let's go back to our sheets and take a look at this. In the previous tutorial, we are looking at a not indicated that has been applied to our records on May, right? So right now, this is appearing as a now here because we are using a join syntax to join our year back into the fact table. Alright, so the records that couldn't be joined using the date key will be recorded as a now value. Alright, so this is one of the difference between ApplyMap versus the join syntax. Alright, now let's go back to our load editor. Let's go to the join section. And what if we have accidentally created another record of April 2022 and we change this to year 2021? Alright, let's see what happens to our join syntax. Alright, now let's load in our data. Let's close this window and let's go back to the sheets. And now let's take a look at this table. We have two instances of records of April with the year of 2021 and 2022, and the value is actually a duplicated value due to the join syntax, right? So this is not an ideal way of displaying our records because these records here has been duplicated, and if we sum these records here, we are going to get the value of 200 on the date for April 2022. Alright, so this is not what we really want to see because the first record is actually an error that we have been added into our map table, right? So let's take a look if the ApplyMap function would be able to handle this kind of issue. Alright, so the current issue here is we have multiple keys to be joined into our fact table, right? So we have two similar keys in our map table, which is causing the fact table to has duplicated records, right? So now let's go back to our data load editor and let's comment the script for the join section here. And let's go back to ApplyMap and we are going to uncomment the script for the ApplyMap section. Right now, I'm going to add in the duplicated key for April 2022, and I'm going to change it to year 2021. All right. Let's see what happens, right? Now let's click on load data, close the window, and let's go back to the sheets. And we don't have the problem that we face when we are using the join syntax. All right. Now let's go back to the load editor. So ApplyMap will only map against the first record when we have multiple keys that are similar. All right. So for this instance, both keys for April 2022 will only be mapped once, and the key to be mapped is always the first instance in our mapping table. All right. So the record for April 2022 will only be mapped with the first instance in our mapping load table, which is 2022, right? Let's go back to our sheet and take a look at this, right? So this is the major difference between mapping load versus join syntax, right? The key point here is if your mapping table has multiple records with the similar key, ApplyMap will only take the first instance of records to be mapped against our fact table. Whereas using a join syntax will create duplication of records, which is something we want to avoid, right? So yeah, that's all for the lesson for today. Thanks for watching this video, and I can't wait to see you in the next module. Thanks and bye-bye.